If you want to buy the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display, you buy the mid-range. You don't buy the entry level. 4 GB of RAM. I know it might be enough, but for me, the thing is, due to the machine infrastructure, it's not user upgradable. You can't just open up the enclosure, increase the RAM, just insert the RAM, add more RAM. You can't do that. Well, you can buy 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display with 16 GB of RAM. Of course you can do that, but the thing, everything must be configured on the original purchase day. You're going to have to order it online from the Apple online store only. Don't buy the entry level because 4 gigs of RAM may not be enough. 128. Don't buy the top of the line 512, way too expensive. It has a USB 3. Who cares about Thunderbolt 2? The Thunderbolt drives are expensive. Buy mid-range 256, the middle way, 8 GB of RAM. That's it. Secondly, you say things like, Mark, what about a 15-inch? It's gonna be a slightly long story. People mention about ghosting, image persistence, image retention, problems, inconsistency. The thing is, if you buy 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro late 2013, you won't really have to experience those problems about screen. You buy the mid-range. But what about 15s? Don't buy the entry level, because the thing is, you're gonna have a problem. If you want to get ghosting problem, image persistence, image retention, whatever they call, you're gonna have a problem about the screens might turn to, slightly like blue tone or yellow tone. You got a problem. But I don't think the Iris Pro is powerful enough. I've tried this machine for a month, and I found that part of the screen problem by the entry level you get the Iris Pro. Well, the thing is, I have done a research. I should get a Nobel Prize about the Iris Pro. I read everything that I could find on a number of websites. Downloaded PDF like Macworld Magazine, Mac Live, PC formats, Mac formats. In general, we found this integrates Iris or Iris Pro chip in many mid-range gaming notebooks on the market around the world. Some websites say the power of the Iris or Iris Pro. Well, actually, Iris is Intel HD 5001. The Iris Pro is 5002. The one in the MacBook Air is 5000 HD. Give you a picture. Some said, well, it's the Iris or the Iris Pro is equivalent to the GT 640 or 650, whatever they call. It's required 8,000 megabytes of VRAM, blah 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 stuff. You don't have to care about that, but the things that you do have to care is don't buy the entry level. Because the thing is, due to the screen, the pixel density, just the integrated graphic won't be powerful enough to generate enough GPU power to run things smoothly. You know what? Let alone, graphics intensive game, even just genie effects at the dock won't be smooth. You're going to trust me. Don't buy the entry-level MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display. You're gonna have a problem. And you know what? It's going to be tough to swallow what I'm about to say. If you're my best friend, you're my brother, if you're my customer, don't buy the top of the line either. Why? Because you're gonna have a problem with the screen, and it's way too expensive. Well, let me get this straight. I have done a few hundred videos on YouTube. Sometimes I cause controversy, and then I stop making YouTube videos for a while because I can't make everyone to agree with me. And one of my friends that I met on YouTube, the gentleman told me that, Mark, if you believe in what you do, you say the things that you believe. And those believers who got faith in you will follow your thought. You can't make everyone to agree with you, even the President of the United States. Don't buy the top of the line MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display. It's way too expensive. The problem is you're going to have problems with the screen. I'll give you two choices. Number one, if you're probably a film producer, creative professional, photographers, whatever, Adobe stuff, right? CS6, Final Cut 10, Aperture, whatever. You buy the 13. The technology of the 13-inch today is powerful enough to run those applications. I would suggest you should increase the RAM to 16. But of course you can use the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display as your desktop replacement. You can use this one on the road. At least it's better than the MacBook Air. I have sold the MacBook Pro 13-inch with Retina display to one of the top film producers and directors in Thailand, and he used this one on the road. You don't have to believe me. Secondly, you buy the non-Retina 15. But the thing is that after I used the Blackmagic speed test application for the hard drive, due to the poor speed of the regular rotational hard drive, you got only 85 to 90 megabytes per second. I would strongly suggest that you change to the SSD. You might say things like, Mark, what about a Retina display? I'm a photographer, I need Retina display. You know what? When we trace back into the history, lots of great photographer. Well, I'm amateur. I got great semi DSLR stuff, some cheap one. The thing is, when we trace back into the history, those great photographers have taken such spectacular, magnificent pictures, photos from around the world. And at that time, there were no MacBook Pro with Retina display models. So, do you picture? I think as probably, what can I say? I'm not a guru, but I think I'm a coach. I coach people, I teach people, I help people to choose the right Mac for them, that they can save their hard-earned money. Before I leave this video, I would say, if you can't buy anything good, don't buy anything. You might find a great deal for a refurbished MacBook Pro that's not Retina 15, yeah, or entry level. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back later on, and you may not agree with me, that's fine. It's entirely up to you, but I'm not your enemy. I'm your messenger, I'm your friend. I see myself as your friends, your brother, your family member. At least we're in the same Mac family. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Hello, this is Mark. I work at one of the Apple retail store. Many people ask me, my friends on YouTube, on Facebook, my customers at the store, people who know me, they ask me, Mark, what happened? You should have made, videos about how to use the MacBook Pro with Retina display a month ago. So what happened? And then I replies to them. I said, I'm afraid. I have become a coward. I was afraid of. I've been trying to procrastinate the day that I should make some videos about how to choose the right MacBook Pro with Retina display. I've been trying to procrastinate because I was afraid of not knowing the answer. I was afraid of my English because I'm Thai. I have never been outside Bangkok before, so English is not my native language. In Thailand, it's not a second language. It's a foreign language, and I was afraid of not knowing the answer because you might say, Mark, are you kidding me? Because you made 500 videos on YouTube, you got 8 million views. I said, you bet. If you are a rookie for YouTube and just might want to start making funny videos about your cat for the first time, you don't have to be serious, right? But after you have reached a certain level in your life, get 8 million views, 500 videos, like fan page, even though it's not that many people's, but something, you have become something. So people will give you higher expectation. And then I thought, I don't care, because I have done things for free anyway. Let's get started. In order to be a good buying coach, the thing is, I think I was the one who established or created this phrase or this word, a Mac buying coach. I might be the only one. In order to be a good Mac buying coach, you can't just wait passively for someone to write things on a website or magazine. That won't be enough. You have to experience things yourself too. So I work at a salesperson for a Mac store. You want to buy the MacBook Pro with Retina display. First of all, please, I see myself as your friend. I would like to beg you something. Please kindly see me as your friend. Because if you see me as a tech guru, in your probably conscious or subconscious mind, you might think well, I don't think probably the guy doesn't really know a thing, or some like negative thought or feeling. Let's say, for instance, I'm your best friend, I'm your brother, I'm your family member, and you ask me, Mark, then you trust me, right? Because you knew me. So you trust me. I will not try to earn something or get something from you. Because if you trust me, if you see me as your best friend, your brother, your family member, today I'm not going to talk about Wi-Fi AC Haswell, longer battery life 8 to 9, memory prolonged things, Thunderbolt 2, PCIe flash storage.